We know what she was, we know what she can, and now we know what she is. Today we look into this sweet demented volatile nutcase pyromaniac in a way we rarely have. All thanks to a meticulous study done by a researcher named Tapirus Broken Dice. The information can be viewed in the form of a document if you follow the link I shall provide in the description and at the end of the video. Now, without further ado, let us decipher this young missy of mystery. Idea behind Willow. If you are familiar with works of Stephen King, you may have heard of Firestarter, otherwise published as Charlie in some culture. Like many of his works, King introduces a character with a peculiar gift, a girl named Charlie who demonstrates various mental powers. As you've guessed from the title, among those talents her pyrokinesis stands out the most, already showing strong connection to our fiery lady. This may be insufficient since there are other fictional characters with gift of flame, but there are several descriptions about Charlie that is uncannily similar to that of Willow. Number 1. Personality and behavior. In the book, Charlie is described to be strong and intelligent, but also to have short-tempered and impatient nature. Basically, traits we wish a pyromaniac would never have. And when examining various entities, we can also learn that Willow isn't exactly the charitable type either. Moreover, in order to make that plot crispier, Charlie is often shown to have a hard time controlling her ability when in emotional distress, and we all know how well behaved Willow was when she started to lose her mind. Also why we banned any Willow mains from joining our servers. Though this feature was removed later in Don't Starve Together update, she remains to be quite unstable in the original single-player version. Number 2. The Teddy Bear. Charlie's stuffed animal Ted the Teddy Bear plays a significant role in the novel as an object that made Charlie use her power for the very first time. Long story short, she trips over Ted and burns the doll out of spite. Again, the kid has issues. Although Willow and her Bernie has somewhat healthier relationship, both Ted and Bernie do suffer from damage caused by their owners. Willow is Japanese. Indeed, this may seem rather far-fetched, given the size of her eyes. But there are multiple factors that indicate Willow is Japanese, or at least she is well aware of the Japanese culture. Number 1. The bell. When examining the old bell that summons Bigfoot, Willow mentions New Year celebration. Here she is most likely referring to the bell ringing ceremony in Japan, where people would ring large bells 108 times to get rid of 108 temptations, except that of Willow to burn everything. Number 2. The teddy bear. A doll being child's friend is far from unusual, but Japan is one country that takes this concept very seriously. Hoko Ningyo, which translates into crawling child doll, is not just a pretty toy but also a protective talisman given to a newborn girl. Its purpose is to shield the owner from evil influence and misfortune, which sounds very similar to Bernie's role who battles Nightmare to keep Willow safe. The traditional Hoko dolls are also known to be made out of silk and natural human hair. And then we have Bernie made of spider silk and 2 tufts of hair from very unhygienic sources. Furthermore, the male counterpart of Hoko is called Amagatsu, and I mention this because while Amagatsu given to boys are later consecrated at a shrine once the owners reach age of 15, Hoko stays with their girls significantly longer all the way until they are married. With Clay officially setting Willow's age as around 20, this explains why even at such age, Willow is carrying a toy more fitted for a child. That and because Bernie can kick some serious buns. Number 3. The lighter. Between 1920 to 1930, Japan started to produce lighters with a peculiar design, very different from what our mother used when smoking cigar. As you can see, the Japanese lighter and the one Willow carries shows resemblance, which is no coincidence because this funny shaped contraption is in fact called Willow lighter. Willow is a witch. Now we know Willow is inspired by a supernatural character and has a supernatural companion, so it may not be that big of a surprise when I say her name is connected to witchcraft. Willow shares her name with a tree also known as Witch's Tree for being used for various spells and potions by Celtics and some magical communities you don't meddle with. Perhaps to further emphasize this aspect, Clay made this merchandise and sold together was this skin for those who gave in to their consumerism. The description of this witch hat goes as a symbol of stake-burnt sisterhood, which of course hints at the good old days when we just burnt any woman we don't like over a big fire. So the point of this video is that our sweet demented volatile nutcase pyromaniac here is a witch with possessed toy, and she is based on a powerful fictional character. So logical course of action would be to burn her alive, but that does not work. Instead, she can burn you along with everything you love, so I say don't mess with her. And that is it for this video. Again, if you wish to view the study of Tapirus broken dice, the link is provided. Like, share, subscribe, see if I care, and with that being said, cheers.